This is my Rainbowfish aquarium, and in this video I'm going to take a look at what you need to set up an aquarium so rainbowfish will feel at home, feel safe, and ultimately thrive in the conditions you've set out for them. There are over 50 species of rainbowfish currently. They originate from places such as Australia, Madagascar, New Guinea, all more the tropical climates where the temperatures are a little bit higher, the water temperatures are a little bit higher. But in the natural habitat, they are becoming an endangered species. They are currently on the IUCN, that's the International Union for Conservation of Nature. They're on their red list of threatened animals, currently classed as endangered. This is due to many factors such as us, humans, destroying the habitat, climate change, which pretty much is down to us, humans. So we need to do our part to protect this species in the wild and do what we can to also protect the species in captivity. I'm not going to go into what we need as conservation in the wild, because I think we all need to, I think we all know what needs to be done there. But what we can do is look at today at what we can do regarding the fish we keep at home. And that is by looking at the habitats. So they come from rivers, streams, lakes, swamps. So we need to kind of replicate their natural habitat in our homes. And to do that, so we need a few things really. So this is a Fluval 240 litre. So it's 240 litres, which is approximately 52 gallons, and it's 4 foot long. So it gives the fish plenty of room to swim, and as you can see, it's heavily planted. So we'll start with the origins. So they come, as I say, they come from lakes, streams. So to replicate that, this tank is cleaned by a Fluval 407 canister filter. It takes the water from at the back, you can't really see the pipes here, but it takes the water down externally into the filter, cleans it and pumps it back into the tank. Now it's pumped back into the tank through nozzle rather than spray bar. A spray bar will suppress the flow slightly because rainbowfish do like a little bit of flow. So it comes through the nozzle to give that flow. It also helps with obviously the filtration. They also require a nice heavily planted aquarium. So in here, as you can see, this aquarium is now 2 years old. It's well established. It's carrying, as you can tell, a hell of a lot of plants. That doesn't come cheap. I'm afraid to say, as everything in the world today, nothing comes cheap. But if you put the time and the effort in, you end up with something looking beautiful like this, and it's the perfect home for your rainbowfish. So in here I have numerous plants. At the front there is a lotus tiger lily. Now none of these plants are kind of from their habitat, but I'm in the UK, so I've got the plants I could get hold of. So I have, like I say, the lotus tiger lily there. There is some crypts at the back. Java fern, which is a great plant. There is Anubias in here, Amazon swords in here. To be honest, I am quite Anubias heavy. It's a plant I do like. and there's a few other plants in there as well. So to keep your plants healthy, what we need there is highlighting. So in this I have the Fluval 3 plant light. It is an expensive light. You don't need to go that expensive, I suppose. It depends what your budget will allow you to spend. That light probably cost me the best part of £300. So it is an expensive light, but the plants love it. The red plants love it, and also obviously the green plants love it too. So daily, this tank is fertilized. So because I fertilize the plants daily, they benefit from that. But over the week of daily fertilizing, you will get a build up of fertilizer unused, which will bring your TDS higher. So this tank gets a 25 to 30% water change every single week, which does, to some people, will sound a lot, but obviously because I fertilize daily, it is required. The plants benefit from that. More importantly, the fish benefit from that. As you can see, all the fish have beautiful colouring. The colouring is more of a morning thing. The Bozeman's do keep a good colour throughout the day, but things like the Parkinson's, to be honest though, the Parkinson's rainbowfish, they do keep a good colour throughout the day as well. The Madagascan, the colours seem to fade away slightly as the day gets older. The blue rainbowfish, they are at their prime in the morning. For the first couple of hours, the males are so vibrantly blue. They have an orange band that comes down the heads, which they flash to attract the female. All part of the courting ritual for rainbowfish. A male rainbowfish will swim back and forth to attract the female, and he will take them into the heavily vegetated aquarium. They scatter eggs, so they have no responsibility for parenting whatsoever once those eggs are laid. So the more planting you have, I suppose you've got more chance of eggs surviving and fry surviving too. So up to now we've kind of covered the planted side of a rainbowfish aquarium. Heavily planted, which ultimately means high lighting, high fertilization. You can go to the CO2 route. That's a totally different level all over again. I do have a CO2 tank, which I may go into at a later date, but that's a learning curve for me, so we won't even go there at the moment. But heavily planted aquarium, rainbowfish love it. They will go into the plants if they feel threatened, and like I say, they will use the plants for breeding, and the plants will give fry more of a chance of surviving. So we've got the plants, we've got the lighting. What else do we need to take into account? Water quality. So first of all, before you put any fish in your aquarium, be it rainbowfish, bettas, tetras, whatever, before you put any fish into your aquarium, you need to know what quality of water you are putting into your aquarium. Now, where I'm based in the UK, the pH tends to be around about 7 weekly, but you do need a testing kit. I use the API Master Test Kit. There are other test kits available, and I've used a few different ones. I just prefer the API. You seem to get quite a decent reading on the API. So you need to test the water that comes out of your tap. As I say, mine is approximately a 7 pH, and it carries a KH of round about 1 and a GH of round about 1 also. So rainbowfish prefer a pH of between 6.5 and 8. So my pH, that's fantastic. Suitable for the rainbow fish that I have in this aquarium. KH, as I say, it comes out of the tap at round about 1, so I do add a KH buffer. Rainbow fish do prefer a KH of between really 4 and 15 degrees and a GH of between 4 and 10. So I do add a KH buffer weekly on the weekly water change, and I also add a GH additive as well, just to get that up to where they are. You, depending on where you are in the world or in the UK, if you test your water, the conditions may be perfect. You may not have to do the additives, but as I say, around here I do have to do that. As you can see, my fish benefit because you are making that water as pristine for them as possible. So once you get your water quality, water parameters to where they should be for rainbow fish, then it's time to add some fish to your aquarium. So if your tank is already established, this is 2 years old, so I don't really have a problem with adding fish to it. But if it's new and you've gone through the cycling process, it's best to add maybe 6 fish to start off with. You don't want to overload the filter with ammonia or poop, which would turn to ammonia, so you don't want that ammonia spike. So add 6 fish, give it a few weeks, keep testing your water. If it's fine, go to your store. If they have more rainbow fish, a different breed, add those to you. I go to a Maidenhead Aquatics in Wigan. Every time I go in there, it has different types of rainbow fish, so I'm kind of lucky really. In this aquarium at the moment, there's Bozeman, there's Parkinson's, there's a dwarf neon, I've got blue rainbow fish, Madagascan. Some of the names are quite hard to pronounce, so I won't damage your eardrums we try to pronounce those. But as long as you add carefully and not too much at the same time, then your fish should thrive. I do hope you've enjoyed today's video. If so, please click the like button and subscribe to the channel for further content. Hopefully I'll see you in the next video. Bye guys.